G'day and welcome back to the channel, and thank you for joining me. Today we're going to be getting back to, as long as I'm holding it the right way up, the Auline lithium-ion packs. Now, I did a video in the past doing this, the VTC5A, Sony VTC5A, which has a 35 amp limit on the pack, and I crashed it, and that led to the durability test on the TX, what is it, 5S.1 or whatever it is, this Fat Shark TX. And so this is going to get turned into a 3S, probably to go into something like the Gatekeeper or something. And we're going to be testing this one. This is a 30 amp and this is a 35 amp, so if this can do the Freestyle, then this can definitely do it. But I do want to caveat that it's not disclosed, at least as far as I can see, in anyone who's selling these in packs. So let's have a look. That these are only rated at a 30 amp and these at a 35 amp when there is an 80 degree Celsius cutoff in the system. So if you're going on a long range haul, you may get, I mean, it's highly doubtful with airflow and all that, but that's something you should consider. Now, let's have a quick look through here. Yeah, so the thing is, what? Lithium polymer. Lithium polymer, lithium polymer, lithium polymer. It doesn't talk about lithium ions. So, good stuff there. This is their Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. And a thank you for your order. Well, my pleasure as long as it works. But I don't think they're alone in this. Lithium ions are really good. These are really, good batteries. I'm using a homemade 2S pack for my drift. I've got another big one, this big chungus, which when you compare it to, this is a 2S 5.2 amp and this is a 2S 3.25 amp. So you see there's a lot denser power there, and there's nothing wrong with them as far as weight goes. Sorry, I don't have the other camera set up, but quickly, this is 273 grams and this one is 200 grams. So, I mean, weight wise there's not much really to be said, but in terms of density wise there is, and when you're working with a small package that's cool. But I just had those batteries and want to make a big pack anyway to see how it went. But we're talking about flying with this, and so yeah, and luckily we're talking about freestyle, which is going to be short. I'm not going to be going pushing this to do an endurance freestyle test. That seems a bit silly because you're just going to end up sagging out and bottoming out, bit of lifter braking somewhere. We've already done that, and it's can be expensive. So now quickly before we go and do a test flight with this little baby, I've got to charge it up still, but I did want to touch on Auline lithium polymer batteries as well. I've heard some stuff about quality control on the larger Auline batteries. I'm not sure if it is the EX series or but it was a few people have reported having problems with them, and also that the problems aren't with the lower than 1000 milliamp packs. Now you can see I've got a new one here and its friend, sorry, way up, and I've got an 850 here, and out there I've got an 852. Both of the 850s have been left in the rain at least once, and that one twice now. It's drying out behind the computer fan. What I can report at the moment is that these are pretty bloody solid batteries. In fact, out of the 850s, I've had really good performance. So on the Shark's Bite 3-inch, I'm getting 5-6 minutes, come off reasonably warm, but seem to take the charge nicely. And yeah, I'm actually quite impressed with these. I probably will buy them again. Can't tell you anything about these yet, but stay tuned, because in the future I will have used them and I will let you know if they disappoint. They do have to go up against the longevity and ruggedness I've gotten out of these tattoos. They've had the crap beaten out of them, still go. And of course, the Florians are down here because they've all at least lost one cell now, but some of the first 4S batteries I ever bought, right? Like, lasted a long time. It would be like 2018 at least, yeah. So they've done pretty well. Put them back in the recycle tub. So yeah, that's hope some context for the larger conversation going on about Auline batteries there, and hope that someone finds that useful. Let's get this thing charged up and take it for a rip. Okay, so she's fully charged and she's taken 1.74 amps in, and there's about 22 on average milliohms of resistance in the cells. Let's get out to the field. Alrighty, let's see if this VTC6 from Sony can provide the goods. So here we are, and as you can see, voltage drop right off the start. And yeah, sorry about that tick there. That was media encoder doing something weird. Anyway, so yeah, already it's hitting the battery pretty hard. Not really done too much. As you can see, dropping below 12, probably below 12 and a half. Not entirely sure because it blacks out, as you can see repeatedly. Once it sort of gets down there, it's not giving a continuous voltage reading. It's blacking out and coming back, as you can see. So yep, now I did have a little bit of visual issues, and came back in to sort of check out what was going on. I think swept down here, and yep, having some problems. So I thought maybe I had something loose, but there is a lot of interference just in that little place, and I didn't get this to repeat after I checked what was what. So yeah, it was a bit weird. But apologies, I had to come back in, see what was going on, and make sure I wasn't frying my VTX. And off we go again. So it's 15, and come in here and provide a bit of thrust and bang down to 14, 13. Sort of holding at 14 there, but I'm only cruising. I'm not giving it too much. I think at max we see like, yeah, there's a 30 amp draw there for a peak, and whether that's a properly calibrated 30 amp draw or not, I don't know. I picked up a bit of tree right then. I have to come in and pull it off the quad. I was trying to lose it, but I failed. I had to retrieve the branch from the quad. Now at 12.3 there, 32 amp max current draw, and there you go, there's the branch, the twig. So 2 minutes of flight time so far. Visuals, performing better than I don't know what happened before. And already I'm beginning to feel some voltage sag when I hit that throttle. I'm not getting quite the performance that I should, that I'm expecting. And feel free to have a watch and watch that throttle if you want to inspect certain points, and you can see the lack of performance for this 5-inch. If I pump it up, it should really launch itself. But getting to the point with this battery where I'm getting a little low on the drops, as you can see. And so here I've come in for a little temperature check, and she wasn't a cool battery, let's put it that way. Although yeah, 47 amp draw, woo! I was testing the shit out of it. I put it up for one last run after feeling the temperature on it. 47 amp hit there, so she has taken a few hits. We're not getting that represented in the OSD, and now it's feeling really saggy. I try to do this, almost run into the tree. Not enough throttle, just not enough throttle. Not enough power come from that battery, but lots of weight. You can carry it over if you take your time getting it up. As you see, as I come in finally, it's only at 14 volts. Big hit on 43 amp there, but yeah, 686 milliamp used on the clock there, 11.2 volts minimum. You know, for about 4 minutes 33, flying like that, and it wasn't extreme. I don't know. Let's go back to the bench. Well, that was the test flight, and yeah, we got 50 degrees on the battery at the end by the time I got back to the bench to measure it, so probably more. And yeah, what can I say? It took an amp of power back into it, so it didn't even use, you know, well, it used just over a third of its available reserves of power. It just wasn't able to deliver them. I'm gonna go with that's a no. Definitely a no in this case. Yeah, it's just not up to it. Can deliver some power, but not going to do freestyle on a 4S. You're never going to find that on a 6S, I don't think. Might have a slightly higher power delivery maybe, but if the 30 amp can't do it, I'm going to go that the VTC5A probably can't do it either. However, I'm going to maybe with a little bit of caution say that they'll be good for long range. As long as it's not a 40-degree day. I probably wouldn't use these for long range on a 40-degree day or higher. You're gonna have some problems, and some of you might be wondering what 40 degrees Celsius, and yeah, we do get those more and more each year. As to the other ones, so far, done one flight on this, haven't really found any problems with it. These are still ripping. The future for this battery, it's getting turned into a 3S for my Gatekeeper. Anyway, that's that. I hope you enjoyed the video and gotten something out of it. Please like and subscribe if you have, and yeah, I'll catch you next time. Rock on.